Hi everyone and welcome to my place. Today I'm here to help Donna out. Donna lives in the UK, she's getting married. She's got a concrete classic urn similar to this, except this isn't concrete, thank goodness, because it means I can lift it. A little bit heavy because it's got the weight of the green foam in it, but it's a nice, strong, sturdy container. I really love this type of container to design in because it's tall, it's got lots of elegance, it's got a nice wide opening, and it's sort of, if you're looking for something a little bit of flash, this is the kind of container that you can use to achieve something that looks spectacular. Now Donna wants to use succulents. She doesn't want any flowers at all. She doesn't care whether it's fresh or artificial. She wants to be able to make it herself, but the succulents have to be the mainstay in this. So I've had a hunt around. I've got some succulents, I've got some cactuses, I've got some of this stuff here, this polka dotty plant, which looks like it might be a little bit of wandering dew or whatever it is. Couldn't get any fresh, so that's what I've done. Okay, so I'm going to use the, as I said, I'm using, well I didn't say, but I'm using the wet, I did say actually, I'm using the wet foam because it gives a bit of guts to it, and because I'm going to be putting fresh succulents into it, it needs to have the moisture so that it doesn't go off, even though succulents will last a little bit longer. Right, I also found this wedding bee, which I think is just one of the best plants to be using. There's two ways that I sometimes do designs like this. If I was doing something bigger, I'd actually get a living plant and I'd put soil into there with a little bit of fresh foam into the middle so that the fresh things could go into it. And I think the French have got a special name for it. It's like a pot de deux or something like that, that incorporates living plants and flowers. But anyway, let's just get on with this. So I'm going to put that down one side, and she wanted something that was, it's got to be informal but still a little bit flash, and I think it's sort of like a castle place that she's having a reception, so it's thus the reason why she wanted to use these containers. Right, let's put that there, which looks like an agave or something, into there. In fact, I should have more. And I just do. Also, she didn't want any colour. She just wanted things that were sort of like natural looking. She didn't care if it was uneven. So I think that just by putting those into there, it looks like a bit of an aloe, that to me. I've had to go a long way to find these artificial forms. So I'll put two of those over there, and then I'll put that into there. Now you'll notice that I'm working around the outside, and because I want to leave that there to put the succulents. Now with these little things here, because they are artificial, you've got to remember that it comes like that in a box from China. Or it is actually China where these come from. Oh, which just reminds me, a lot of you have been asking me where I get my silk flowers from. I get mine from a wholesaler here in New Zealand who can't or don't have the facilities to be able to ship worldwide. But I did find a place in America, and they're called Winwood Flowers. I used to use their flowers years and years and years ago. I've been in contact with them, and they are going to supply to me. If you are a florist or a designer, they will supply to you. If you can't, you're not a florist and you're just like a lot of other people, I don't need to say that actually. What I am going to say is that if you do want to get a hold of them, go onto their website. It's www.winwoodsilks.com. Have a look at what they've got. Contact them, tell them I sent you, oops, oh, and ask them where they can, wherever you are in the world, if there is somebody that they supply you that you can purchase from. Right, stop talking, Astar, and get on with it. So I'm going to put that down into there. Because I've put that there, I'm going to bring it through to that side there. Naturally, when this is growing, it just droops all over the place. It's a beautiful plant. If you have got access to a fresh one, you could perhaps use that, but wait until you get to your venue to put it in because it is a bit breaky. Okay, that can go down into there. I've also got this here. I think this is called a polka dot plant. I don't know. It's artificial, so I don't know what it is, but it's quite nice colorways, and I love that with nature. You can incorporate that. You know, nature's done this wonderful job of providing all these beautiful plants and colorways that can actually build up a picture without actually having to put your flowers into it. Right, I've also got a little bit of grey base because that's what I was asked to include. So I'm just going to put a couple of bits of those, and I actually quite like working from the outside in. I've got a little bit of that can go into there, and I've got that little short clump which I'll put into there like so. Now I've got these little airy plants. I don't know what they're called either because I just don't. So I'm going to put those into there, and I'll put one into there, I'm going to bring one around and into there. And I just like, you know, it's the combinations of forms that actually help to make a beautiful picture. I've got one left, so I'm just going to put that into there, and that's sort of going to give me my evenness. Now I've got one more of these, and I just, because I can, feel like I need to add just a little bit more fall down into here. But look at the beautiful colourway and how it's all starting to form this beautiful picture. Right, I've also got these two little things here you could actually use. They're wired together, so I'm just going to leave those wired together. Oops, that can just go round and into there, and I'll just poke that out to there. And then when it comes to the succulent, all I need to do here is to bring that into there like that. And I've got this one here, I can put that into there. And so these are just pretty much going to just rest on the top. It would be nice if they went in a little bit further, but just for today, this will be fine for demonstration purposes. Can you see into there? Didn't want anything too tall, so I think that I've actually achieved quite nicely. And then she also wanted to incorporate flowers into that. So, and it was a green orchid, I think it was a green orchid that you had access to. So then with that, it's just a matter of putting that into there, and you have this. Now that here is wrong, where that was falling down. I actually think I need to bring that up. I'll show you what I mean. That there I had going that way. I think that it needs to go into there to sit up like I've done there. And then once you get to your environment, if you didn't want those bits sticking up there, they could just be poked down, especially if you're using fresh ones, they'll just fall down anyway. But she wanted something that was visually interesting on the table, a little bit flash, a little bit sophisticated, put all the forms together. I feel like I'm sounding like Jamie Oliver throwing a meal together, but there you have it, the Astar's version of it. Jamie Oliver, put it all together, all your components work. We're not talking flavours here, we're talking visuals. I think that that's going to look fantastic on the banquet table, and what I would do is I'd make even smaller ones if you wanted to for the table, so that you're not having your guests doing this all night. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed sharing with you. Thanks for calling, and I'll see you another day.